Welcome to YGFBF Kitchen's first ever YouTube channel. Hey, I'm excited about this channel because it's my very first YouTube channel. I'm not a YouTuber. It's very difficult for me to talk in front of the cameras and sometimes, but I think this will be a good project, a good outlet, a good service to you guys to follow me, Chef and owner Maryann, as we discuss foods and tricks and recipes and just getting to know me, getting to know my food, getting to know my style of food, getting to know what's going on in my life as far as being an entrepreneur, a small business owner, and an upcoming chef and catering company. So I wanted to start today to talk about YGFBF Kitchen, how it came about, me, and to give you guys an outlook of what this channel is gonna be. So we'll start saying my name is Maryann and I am a mom of three. I was born in Detroit, Michigan, and I currently live in Conway, Arkansas. Being a chef, being a business owner was something that I never would have thought about, never would have dreamed of, but it kind of is a blessing. It has been a blessing and it is being a blessing, and I cannot imagine not being a business owner now. I used to work in a bunch of customer service jobs until I landed a engineering job at a telecommunication company in 2010. I worked there up until 2018, and I'll tell you, that was a big transition for me. So let's just this is probably gonna go bits and pieces because it kind of skips around, but let's just say YGFBF was kind of born that day or that month. So back in 2017, I had toyed around with the fact, pause. I met my now boyfriend in 2016, and you know, ladies, anytime you have a new guy that you're dating, you want to impress him. You want to do everything you can to impress him and to show him that, hey, I like you, I want you to like me, I know you like me, but I'm gonna give you something else to like about me. Well, the only thing that I could think of to do with him is because he's kind of a simpler kind of guy. It's cook, and I've always been a cooker. I just cook for my kids, I cook for me, I cook for family gatherings, but I cook. That's all I knew other than my smarts was to impress him, was to cook. So I would make him southern dishes like smothered cabbage, black eyed peas, smothered chicken, fajitas, anything you think of, I was cooking. And so he kept telling me, hey, your cooking is really good. I've never tasted anything like this. Your cooking is amazing. You should really think about selling food. And so I'm like, no, I don't think I want to get all in that, This sounds like it's too much hassle. I don't really want to do it. So he was like, no, it's not too much hassle. Just, just figure out how it's going to go and just do it. And so he kept pushing and kept pushing and kept pushing. I was like, nah, I'm all right with this job that I'm doing now. It's making ends meet. So he would, take pictures of the food and send it to his friends, and his friends will send back, man, it look good, man, she treating you right, man, you gonna be big by the time we see you again. Craziness, I know. But it wasn't until my best friend came by one day, and she was just like, hey, chick, I like this guy, and this guy wants me to cook for him. And so I was like, okay, we'll cook for him. And she was like, but I'm not no cooker, so I need you to cook for me. So I was like, okay, what do you want me to cook? She was like, well, I'm gonna do such and such, and I want you to cook these greens over here. I was like, okay. She was like, your greens be good, so I just want you to cook the greens. I was like, okay. She's like, well, how much would you charge me to cook the greens? I was like, I'm not gonna charge you anything, girl. Just Buy the greens and I cook it. Buy all the stuff that I need for the greens and I cook it. So she said, okay. So she bought it, I cooked it, I gave it to her. I called her a couple days later. I said, hey girl, how did everything go? And she was like, girl, he ran and raved about them greens. I don't know what you put in them greens, girl, but them greens was fire. And he loved, and I told him that it was for me. I cooked them greens. I said, so you took credit for what I cooked? She was like, I love you too. I didn't think nothing of it. I just laughed it off. So then I was like, okay, so other people like my cooking too. Okay, and he knew nothing about me, but okay, he liked my cooking. So I was telling my boyfriend, I was like, yeah, you know, her boyfriend liked my food. He was like, see, I told you it ain't just me. So I was like, okay, well, we gonna try it out. So I started thinking about names to call it. Maryann's Kitchen. I think I had said something like, I don't remember all those other names, but I remember that instant with my best friend, and I said to myself, your girlfriend's best friend. And it's kind of catchy. So that's where it came from. YGFBF stands for your girlfriend's best friend kitchen. That's where it came from. It's so crazy because people are like, okay, so what's all these letters? What does this mean? What does it mean? And I have no problem at explaining it because I think once I explain it to you, you kind of like, okay, yeah, I get it. But I'm super excited about it. I think of the name. And then I started researching ways to sell plates. You know, some people do it right, some people don't do it right. So I started, you know, researching what kind of plates to get here, what kind of vessels to put the food in to keep them warm. How should I do cash, or how should I do payment? Should I do pay on demand? Should I do? It's all sorts of things that go into trying to make plates and to be strategic about it and not being able to overwork yourself. So I started, you know, out small, doing Saturdays only, and that kind of, you know, once I started putting my plates out there on social media, people were like, oh my God, what is this? What is this? Where are you selling this? This looks nice. It looks really good. What is it? So I started doing that, and, you know, all that plating comes from me just constantly being in food. Like, you can ask my boyfriend, he could tell you that I sit on, you know, Food Network channel all the time. That's all I usually watch. Or I'm usually looking at Yummily or Tasty or BuzzFeeds. I'm usually on anything that has to do with food. I'm usually on because I am so intrigued with food. Food is like one of those things. It's a high for me, you know. And so when I started selling plates, I started trying to think about things that I think look good on a plate. You know, my first dish that I remember doing was a chicken bacon mac. I think I got that recipe off of Pinterest, I think. And put my own twist in it. I don't usually follow recipes. I kind of take bits here and there, and I just kind of make them my own. So once we get into this YouTube channel, you'll see that I'll tell you that these are the basics, but you can make it your own. Anytime you cook something, make it your own. Make it unique. Add something that I didn't add. So it's like I said, I started selling plates on Saturday. That did really well. I do a couple Saturdays. I'll do 2 Saturdays out of a month. Not 2 Saturdays, because only 2 Saturdays in a month. Sometimes. Well, every hour. I'll do it every other weekend. Let's say just say that. And then I was still working my full-time job, and I was still, you know, being mom and being a coach, and I was doing all this kind of stuff. Well, come November, I was kind of like tired of my job. I had grown so like mentally drained with the job that I just didn't want to work there anymore. It was the management style. It was, if you don't do this the way that I did it or I would have done it, it's not right. And I couldn't, to me, I like being able to think for myself and being able to figure it out myself and being able to do it myself without you telling me, oh, this is the way that I should have did it. No, this is my way. I'm going to make it unique, as I do with food. Make it unique, and it's still going to be a good product. And so, you know, management style is just in a line, and I just grew tired. I would tell my boyfriend every day, I'm so sick of this job. I'm so sick of this job. I am ready to go. I could be doing something else. So that was in October, November, December rolls around. I keep telling him, I'm so sick of this job. I just don't know what to do. I'm fed up. I'm fed up. Christmas break come around. I take off, I think, for 2 weeks. 2-3 weeks, actually. So, get back to work in January. I never forget this day. It was the day after Martin Luther King, and I was driving to work from Conway, and my then car, back then, put me on the side of the road. Oh, my goodness. You talking about somebody distraught? Try being a person who doesn't know anything about cars, doesn't know what to do on the side of a road. It's cold as heck. It is ice on the road. And your car is running hot. It's running hot. It's smoking. And I'm thinking in my head, oh, God, please don't let me blow up. Please don't let me blow up. I got to get back to my kids. Please don't let me blow up. So, call my boyfriend. Hey, this is happening. He's like, okay, well, I'm on my way, you know, let's figure out what's wrong with your car. So I was like, okay. So we get there, figure out there's something wrong with the alternator or something. And he's just like, let's go get you a new car. So end up going to get a new car. I tell my boss, hey, she knew already that I was on the side of the road, which was fine. I told her, I said, hey, I need to figure out what's wrong with this car. If I can't figure out what's wrong with this car, I'm going to take off for the rest of the day to figure out if I can take it to a shop or whatever. So she was like, fine, it's fine. Ended up going to get a new car. And then I come home the next day. Well, I come home that evening and cook dinner. And I remember checking my email on my phone from work to see what I missed that day because I was absent. And I received a meeting request from my manager. So I'm like, okay, so what she want to talk about? I looked at it, it said 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, okay, well, she's never there at 8 o'clock. So am I in trouble? I don't know. Anyway, get to work the next day, 8 o'clock. We have the meeting. I notice nobody is around. Nobody is there. It's like quiet, and it's usually never quiet at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I go to the office and I see HR sitting there. So I'm like, okay, am I in trouble? What did I do? So HR's looking at me. Okay, never mind that. HR's looking at me. I'm looking at HR. She's looking at me. And so she was like, well, Maryann, did you get your car fixed? I was like, yeah, I went and got a new car yesterday. And she was like, we're good. You know, making small talk. And then she was like, well, you know, I called you in here today to let you know, as you may know, our company has been going through a financial crisis. And I just remember my heart sinking, my stomach sinking, my eyes getting teary, and I just remember thinking to myself, okay, I got 3 kids, what am I going to do? Like, what am I going to do for money? What am I going to do for money? I have to have this income because I have 3 kids to take care of. They depend on me. So I have mortgage, I have a new car note, I should say, I got lights, water, gas, I got cable, I got phone. What am I going to do? So all I remember is tuning them out, and I heard, wah, 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 wah. We're going to give you a severance. Wah, 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 wah. And so at the end of the conversation, she said, do you need anything? I'm like, nope. I can get my stuff. And as I'm walking out of there, I'm thinking to myself, Father God, I don't need this right now. I need, like, what am I going to do? And so I cried and cried on my way to college. Because I had just left home. Now, y'all couldn't let me go the day before. You could call me at home while I was at home and say, hey, Maryann, you been let go. You didn't have to let me get to work that day and thinking I'm going to get to do a job. But I called my boyfriend and said, hey, I got laid off. And I was crying. And he was like, in a somber voice, he was like, it's okay. It's okay. This happened for a reason. This is happening to you for a reason. And so I couldn't understand it then. I couldn't. I was just mad. I had been with these people 8 years. Giving you 8 years, I had got comfortable with a check, comfortable with a set income, comfortable knowing which days I go to work. I had got comfortable working. So I get home and I'm crying. He's like, you know what? You have been touring around with this job, telling me that you were upset with this job, and you was telling yourself you was gonna leave and you was gonna do your food full time, and this is nothing but God telling you that this is what you should do. I'm not gonna get into spirituals because, you know, some people don't believe, some people don't believe. Hey, do what you do. But at that point in time, I just remember to myself, like, you took me out of my comfort zone because you knew I wasn't gonna let it go. You took me out of my comfort zone so I can do something that I've been wanting to do for a good minute. And so that has happened. That's what birthed YGFBF Kitchen, Mobile Food and Catering. And 2018 was a trying year. Experiments, things that went well, things that didn't go so well. And I just worked, you know. I wanted to be good at it. I knew I was good at cooking. I just knew I had to get better at plating, and I knew that I needed to do something that was different. So I have a trailer. I acquired a trailer. It's currently being built. I'm gonna say the trailer is gonna be done around the end of February. It's gonna be stationed here in Conway. Be in Conway during the week, and during the weekends, probably in Little Rock and traveling. But I'm making this YouTube channel because I have a lot of people asking me for recipes, tips, and tricks. And I just want to showcase, you know, my passion for food, and hopefully that it inspires you to be passionate about food, because food is really, it's a really amazing what 4 or 5 ingredients can do to create something that is so flavorful and so fulfilling. So I want you guys to follow me as I on this journey of 2019 with my catering, this food truck. You know, I'm going to be doing videos in the food truck, doing videos around the house. I just want you guys to get to know me, get to know Maryann, get to know the lady behind the beautiful pictures that you see on Facebook or on Instagram, or the beautiful plates that you see during your catering sessions. I want you guys to get to know me and my company, and I want you to follow me on this journey. And hopefully it does a little bit of inspiring you to do your own. Whatever you've been thinking about doing, whatever you've been thinking about, you know, selling, or, you know, this is the time. This is the time to do it. This is the time to be your own boss. If you don't have the means to do it full time, by all means, do it on the weekends, you know. Do in spurts. Do something for yourself. Leave a legacy for yourself, because, you know, you can leave work for Jenny Joe and make them $1,000, and you still don't have your own $1,000. You just made John Joe tens of $1,000, and you only gave you 1,000 of it, you know. So, you know, I to everyone, like, follow. I think you do subscribe. I think that's the word. You subscribe to my YouTube channel for updates, and I will post, I'm thinking 2 to 3 times a week, maybe 2, you know, depending on what I have going on. I know definitely 2. So, and I'll do, like I said, recipes, and I'll do tips and tricks, and I'll do little segments of, you know, what I'm cooking. I love to experiment with different types of food, so you'll see that a lot. You may even see my kids pop in every now and then, because they won't let me live by myself while I'm in here. But definitely follow, share, tag, you know, follow my Facebook page at YGFBFKitchen, my Instagram, YGFBF_kitchen. I'm on Yelp, which is under caterers, and I will be on Google in a minute once I confirm, I guess. And then, you know, just take this journey with me. Just, you know, I want you to comment on things that you want to see me cook. If you have questions on how to do something, I am, you know, not by all means critically trained or classroom trained. I'm home trained. I figure it out. But if you ever have any questions, you want to know what am I doing for this, or you have questions on a recipe, or you just want to see me cook something because you never seen it cooked before, leave it in the comments, you know, and share like, and I hope to do the same. Again, thank you guys for visiting, and I will see you soon. Okay, I gotta get the remote because I had dropped it on the ground. Bye guys.